Okay, y'all, so it's time for another Love on 2 Feet episode. We're about to go over here and help this mama. She works two full-time jobs. She's gone from early in the morning before her kiddos even wake up to late at night, Monday through Friday. She's a hard-working mama. So we're about to go over here and take care of it for her. I always preface my Love on 2 Feet videos because you would not believe the amount of negative comments I receive. Let me start out by saying Merina does not deserve a clap on the back for doing this. This should be the bare minimum as humans in humanity. Going to help someone in need, whatever that need may be, as long as you can, that should be bare minimum for humanity. But I don't deserve a gold sticker. I don't deserve a clap on the back for this. I don't deserve anything. This should just be what we as humans do for one another. This video is not to brag. This video is just to influence you to maybe go out and do something for someone you know that's in need, someone you know that's struggling. It doesn't always require money to help people. It's not always handing somebody a $5 bill. Some of us don't have that, but what we most certainly do have is effort. And we might have a little bit of extra time on our hands. And if we do, this video is just to encourage you to go do that. If I can influence you to buy these sneakers online, if I can influence you to try this new dish soap, then I sure as heck can influence you to be a kind human. That's all this video is about. Love on 2 Feet is about being the feet of Jesus. It's doing what he told us to. It's putting our words into action. And that's what I want to influence y'all to do. I love if I can get you a good smelling dish soap. And I love if I can get you to try this different laundry detergent. And you can see all these plus size clothes on me and stuff like that. But my main thing on this channel is for you to leave knowing that Jesus loves you. If you believe in him or not, you'll never leave one of my videos without first hearing that he loves you. Because he does. And he loves this mama over here too, struggling. So we're going to be the feet of Jesus today. We're going to go over here and help her out. I do ask for no negative comments towards her home. We don't know the circumstances. We don't know the situations. You don't know anything other than what I've just told you. I don't go into details when it comes to these videos, but you can bet there are a lot more details than what you guys know. I just don't feel comfortable sharing other people's privacy, and I won't do that ever. This mama didn't even ask me to help. I offered, and once again, that's not to pat myself on the back. That's to just let you know that sometimes people who are struggling, they're dealing with depression, they're dealing with whatever they may be dealing with, postpartum depression, clinical diagnosed depression, ADHD, if they're really struggling with ADHD, anxiety, maybe they weren't taught how to clean well, maybe they work 2 or 3 jobs, maybe they're just overwhelmed, maybe they don't have an excuse, maybe they just sit there and they look at the mess and they're overwhelmed constantly. Whatever it may be, they may not have the strength to ask for help. That's why you gotta look around and you gotta say, okay, this person looks like they're struggling, how can I help them? And go up to them and say, how can I help you? If they can't tell you, this is what I'd like to do for you, this is how I would like to help you, will you allow me to do this? It's a lot easier for them to say yes and no than it is for them to explain to you what they need done and why they need it done. As friends, as humans, we don't need to know the explanation to get the thing done for that person. So I don't know all the details, you don't know all the details, but we know that this mama needs help, so we're gonna go do it for her. Hopefully we'll have it done by the time she gets home. If not, then we'll come back another day and we'll continue where we left off. If we have to go back and fix stuff that day, we have to go back and fix stuff. I don't care to go do the same house 5 billion times if it helps that mama 5 billion times. We don't put time limits on kindness. We don't hold conditions. We just help. So let's go. So I'm already not the best cleaner. I mean, we've all seen my house. And so I think it's ironic that God has placed, you know, my ministry, or our ministry, because it's not mine. Mine and Jesus' ministry. Jesus and mine. So I like his names first. But Jesus has set his ministry in me, through me. There we go. I like that one better. In cleaning people's houses and doing things for people. And it's hilarious because he has a sense of humor. I do not like to clean. Cleaning is not my therapy. It drives me crazy. But I'll enjoy doing it for other people. My love language is acts of service, and I like to show people I love them through acts of service. I will say I was a little bit overwhelmed coming in here, not just because, you know, the house is a mess, or not to be rude or anything like that, but there was a lot going on. And I didn't really know right where to start. So I just threw my orbiting method in there that I do in my own home. And I just either go counterclockwise or clockwise, whichever way feels natural for me that day. And I start out in one corner and just slowly work my way around the whole room. It also gives me a base. So if this corner is clean, I'll have a place to set stuff that I don't have, that doesn't have a home yet, or I don't know where it goes and stuff like that. I have somewhere to set that while I continue to orbit around the room. I like that a lot. Usually, if the room is not too messy, I orbit and I have a base, which is usually like the kitchen table, where I set stuff I don't know where it goes right then, or I set stuff that doesn't have a home and I have to find it at home, stuff like that. But in this case, since my original base place, the table, was full too, I had to just kind of make my own base, and that was over in that left corner. I started out just by getting the dishes tackled. I had to do them in increments, so I did the first load, and as that load was washing, I moved on to something else. Altogether, I think this is three loads worth of dishes that we had to do, so it took a while. But I will say, once the dishes are done in the room, it does feel like a much cleaner house already. If the dishes are done in your house, if your sink is cleared, if your cabinets and counters are, you know, the cabinets are shut, the counters are clear, it always just makes the kitchen seem that much cleaner. So that's what I go for, because I'm a visual person, and if it's looking clean, it motivates me to keep going. I can't be one of those people who just go here, there, everywhere, and then it's a mess 100% of the time while I'm getting it clean, and I don't see the end result till the very end. I'm not that kind of person. What motivates me is the visual stuff. So if the area is looking clean, if it's looking tidy, it motivates me to keep on going. Got the first load of dishes going in the dishwasher, and I put it on heavy wash because there was a lot of stuff that went in this thing. And then I just continued to go throughout the counter space and clean a little bit of area at a time. I went from left to right, and I like to do things in that way. I don't like to go back and forth. I like to keep my mind on track, because you guys know I'm squirrel. 25% of the time it's squirrel, and the 75% of the time it's acorn, and my mind is just everywhere. So I try to keep my mind on track by keeping my hands on track, by going in a direct line, whether it be a diagonal line, a horizontal line, vertical line, circle, all the geometrical signs. What am I saying? Okay, so I got all this cleared off. That's the second load of dishes that need to be taken care of, but I need to find somewhere to put the dishes away before that cycle's done. That way we can just empty that and then slam this pile in there and get the dishes done with completely. Do you see how I put the dishes that I got out of the dishwasher over there on my base area? That's what I was talking about. So cleaning you off a base area, starting in one corner and making sure that corner is clean, gives you an area to set things that you don't know where to set right now, or there's not another clean spot. You can set them. It gives you that base spot that you can work from. And I do really well with base spots like that. So I went in and I kind of organized a little bit. The cup section, I had to get our kiddo to get up on a stepping stool, because I don't trust myself on anybody else's stepping stool. I can break my own chair, but I'm gonna feel real bad if I break yours. So I had some help. I was also like making it fun and getting the kiddos involved. Nobody is a perfect parent, and nobody's parenting methods are perfect, so I don't want any comments about why aren't the kids helping and stuff like that. I get enough of those comments on my videos, and I'm not going to tell you I have the most perfect parenting method, but what I do with my kiddos works for me, and I'm sure this mama is searching for what works for her kiddos as well and her family. I did try to get them to jump in and help, and they did so good, and I was so proud of them. And I gave them little tips and tricks and stuff like that on how I thought that it might make it easier to help them keep it clean after I leave the house, and I think some of it really stuck with them. I tried to like bring it down and be like kid to kid, because y'all know I'm an adult toddler, so I tried to tap into my adult toddler vocabulary and talk kid to kid, because I know know how hard it is to be a kid, and I also know how it is to be that kid who doesn't do a lot of cleaning. And because I wasn't raised to clean. You know, I was a very, very messy child. My room you could not walk through 100% of the time, and as a teenager it was catastrophic. I always had to sound that out while I'm saying it, but it was really bad. So I could empathize with them and be like, okay, you know, sometimes cleaning's overwhelming for even adults, especially me. I told you guys I was overwhelmed at the beginning because I didn't know quite where to start. If I'm an adult and I feel that way, then magnify that by 10 and know that that's how a child probably feels. They probably are standing in the middle of this like, where do I even start? That is one thing I really hope society moves away from, is we're constantly, when we're on social media, especially on YouTube, especially on cleaning channels and cleaning niche videos and stuff like that, it's always, well, why aren't the kids helping? Or where are the kids? Or what kind of chores do your kids have? Or do your kids not have any chores? Let's move away from villainizing the children, because that's what that sounds like. Let's move away from trying to parent other people's children and know that that parent is only doing what they think is best for their child and trying out different methods that they think are best for their child. I can't get on here and show a YouTube video and be like, I have it all together. I know this parenting style. I do this parenting style, because I would be a liar, because parenting, at least for me anyway, is 95% of the time just winging it and trying out new things, fixing messed up things that I did, you know, throughout their childhood, teaching myself things while trying to teach them things, going back and relearning something because I got it all wrong in the beginning. Parenting is really confusing and it's a mess. It really is. Nobody has it all together, and some of us, it just takes us longer to get to a good rhythm with your kids. So let's stop villainizing the kids in these cleaning videos. Let's not even villainize the person. If you're on here watching a cleaning video, I mean, obviously there's something going on. We're being productive about the situation. Let's just empathize a little bit and be like, you know what? Maybe I've never been in this situation before. Maybe it's a new kind of situation to me. Maybe I can't understand why this house is so messy. Maybe I can't understand how it could ever get this way. Maybe you can't. But let's try to sympathize with them then. If we've never been through it, we can't empathize. But let's try to sympathize and be like, what made this person get to this point? Like, what made this house get to this point? Obviously, there's a ton of little organizing things in here. This mama, she has bought so much organizing things. There's cleaning products. There's everything that I could have needed, I had in this house. I mean, there was all sorts of stuff. So there's obviously another reason. It's not that she hates organizing or anything like that. There's obviously a background reason as to why the house gets like this. So let's try to think that way versus pointing our fingers at everybody, because when we're pointing our finger at somebody, we're pointing 4 back to us. Actually, yeah, no, it's 3 fingers, because I don't think your thumb counts as a finger. You're pointing 3 fingers back to you. I can only hope that if the roles were reversed and you were in this mama's shoes, or anybody was in this mama's shoes, that nobody would be on the other end pointing their finger and being like, oh my gosh, how dare she. I would hope and pray, especially if you're a part of this community, that you would either be praying for her, sending words of encouragement, and being motivated by this to think back and look around in your personal life to see who just might need help around you. Is it a neighbor? Is it an acquaintance? Is it a family member? This person right here who this house belongs to, we actually started out as an acquaintance, and the first time I came in to clean this home was the first time I had ever really just like learned anything about them. And on top of cleaning their home for the first time, we actually built a really good friendship on it, and I know them on a personal level. Their kids have become my kids' very best friends. I know this person on a level I didn't know when I came in. But see, I came in not knowing anything about the situation, not knowing anything about the person, just wanting to help any way that I could. And God gifted me through that act of service. I didn't get some amount of money. They didn't pay me. I didn't get any clout or anything like that. But what I did gain was a friendship, which is something I really needed, because I don't have a lot of in-person friends. I have you guys, and I'm so grateful for you guys. But I wish that you guys could all be my neighbors, but that you can't. And so God gifted me through that act of service. He gifted me a friendship, and it wasn't even a friendship I asked for. I had asked for friendships a long time ago and kind of gave up on personal friendships. But through that act of service, he gifted me something I had wanted all along. I didn't do the act of service in hopes I would get anything in return. But that's how God is, right? Like, that's how good God is. Like, he gives you something in return. And so whenever you're thinking of people who you might can help in your community or in your church or in your family or an acquaintance or just somebody you see on the side of the road, whatever it may be, just never go into it thinking you deserve something for that act of service. And you can bet your bottom dollar, if your heart is in the right place, God will give you something, whether it be just something that speaks to your soul. He drops some encouragement into you, whatever you're lacking spiritually, mentally, physically. He will take care of you. Blessed in the city, blessed in the field. I think as society, we've got it so twisted, especially Christian culture. We've got blessed all over our house. And when people ask us what our blessings are, it's I have my car or my home, or we have all these things. But blessings, God style, aren't materialistic things. It's stuff like encouragement to your soul. You know, he speaks directly to your soul. It's things like that. Friendships, things that aren't materialistic at all, things that you can take to heaven with you. Because God's gifts are timeless. They're not things that you have to leave here when you leave this earth. They're timeless. Really think about that in the evening when you have your quiet time, in the morning, whatever your quiet time of the day is. Think about your blessings. I know a lot of times we're being alive is a blessing, our family is a blessing, but think about the things inside of you that are blessings. The strength that you don't know where it came from, I know where it came from. The joy you don't know how you got, I know where it came from. The peace that you have in the madness, in the storm, I know where that came from. Those are the kind of gifts that God gives. Those are the timeless gifts that you take with you when you leave this earth. And so friendships fall into that. We'll know people in heaven as we knew them on earth. Friendships are a timeless gift. I got load 2 in the dishwasher, and I'm hand washing the final load, which was like the pots and the crock pots and stuff like that. And then I'll almost be completely done with this side of the kitchen, which is exciting because, like I said, I'm a visual person, and once I see this area is cleared, I'm like, yeah, let's get it, headstrong, let's do the daggone thing.
I got you, you got me. We are two lucky. Emily, your name spells home. Since the day you were born, you have always known when I need you the most. Oh, 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 oh. My best friend God sent my own good fortune. You know you are my double flame whisper, my soulmate sister. You know you are. I see you, you see me. Same mother, different dads, but we're just as happy. Remember when you were 5, every day by my side. Oh, 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 oh. My best friend God sent my own good fortune.
I tried to organize this as best as I could. I'm not really good at organizing, but I tried to at least put everything with like things like all the flour, cornmeal, stuff like that together, all the cereal together, the canned goods together, the box stuff together, stuff like that. And then I called my muscles over here, which is Shane. I called him over here to hang up a curtain just to keep this stuff hidden. I feel like whenever you have all your pantry stuff out, like an open shelving, it can really clutter up a small space. So we put a curtain up so that you could just like pull it back and get what you want and then pull it together again. And it's kind of off visually, so you can't really see it. You don't see it when you look at the kitchen, and it made it look so much cleaner in here just having that covered up.
You know you are. my soulmate sister. You know you are. Oh, every time life gets rough, you know you are the one who picks me up, the one who fills my cup. You know you are. It's so much harder now to reach you. Your heart is floating.
Because they have so many cups, I didn't want to declutter without her permission, so I just put them over here because I had room in this thing. If that thing looks familiar, it's because it used to be mine. I tell you guys all the time, anytime I get rid of something, I put it on the end of my street so my neighbors can fight over it, and she snagged that.
Your smile is fading with the rain. And we known each other for so long, and I know you struggle to stay strong. Sing along with me again. When storms are rolling in to make this hard to last, let us light 'em up, light 'em up. Let us light 'em up, light 'em up. If we start remembering bad memories of the past, let us light 'em up, light 'em up. Let us light 'em up, light 'em up. Oh. Let us light 'em up, light 'em up. Let us light 'em up, light 'em up. Let us light 'em up, light 'em up.
The next day, because all that wasn't done in a day, and I don't want you guys to think that, I don't want to mislead you and think, oh, I got all this done in one day. The kitchen took me about 5 hours. The kitchen took me about 5 hours, and I had to stop and come back the next day. But the next day, the kiddos were outside, and I asked Colton, I said, do you mind to help me? And he's like, absolutely. Well, Colton coming in brought a ton of kids in, so we kind of just had everybody helping and putting things where they go, getting laundry out of the floor, picking up trash and stuff like that, which was very helpful because it would have taken me 4 times as long to do this completely by myself than it did having them help me.
We start remembering bad memories of the past. Let us light 'em up, light 'em up. Let us light 'em up, light 'em up. Oh. Let us light 'em up, light 'em up. Let us light 'em up, light 'em up. Let us light 'em up, light 'em up. When storms are rolling in to make this hard to last, let us light 'em up, light 'em up. Let us light 'em up, light 'em up. If we start remembering bad memories of the past, let us light 'em up, light 'em up. Let us light 'em up, light 'em up.
So your tears been running like a waterfall. Thought the stars would never let you down. And you keep on thinking you could save yourself. But that's love, that's just love. You should know some things will hurt, and you'll end up getting burned. I just hope that you will learn. That's just love, that's just love. You will get back up again, even if you don't know when. And it feels like the world is coming down on you. You have to move on, deal with your broken heart. No matter what you think, you'll never ever get enough of love. Every time you feel the walls are closing in, and it seems like nothing makes it better, you should try to remember that's just how it is when it comes to love, comes to love. 'Cause you know sometimes it hurts, and you end of love. You have to move on. Deal with your broken heart. You have to move on. Deal with your broken heart. No matter what you think, you'll never ever get enough of love. Even if you don't know it. Deal with your broken heart. No matter what you think, you'll never ever get enough of love.
Thank you guys for being here with me. I hope that this video encouraged you to go out there and do something for someone close to you, a friend, an acquaintance, family member, whoever it may be who needs that help. Please don't close a blind eye to them. They need you. We need productive people, productive, kind people in this world. I love you guys. I hope you have a blessed morning, evening, night, whatever it is, wherever you're at. Know that I love you, but Jesus loves you more. I'll see y'all later.